Yo people, what we saying? Just hopping on here, quick time. Don't expect anything from me. This is a very random, strange, off the cuff video with not much direction. But I just want to spew out some random updates and some information for the sake of it. So, man's just fucking sunbathing out here, so I thought I would whip on the camera so that I can kill two birds with one stone type thing. It's this or breathwork. I ain't done that much of it today. But I will say, here's a kind of irrelevant insight. I swear, like throughout my life, I've had like almost bipolar fluctuations where like sometimes I'd be down bad and sometimes I'd be up good, or I'm either switched on or I'm shut down. Where it's like there's like an ebb and flow to like depression and feeling good about myself, and like some day, like I had a pretty tough winter, to be honest. But an insight that might be good for you if you also experience fluctuations like that, is I'm pretty confident that over a long time, like if I were to get a calendar and like mark when I have a good day and when I don't, basically it seems to correlate very strongly with whether or not I'm doing breath work, which is really just mindful breathing, meditation, like the Wim Hof method. Like, I ain't done much of it today. I'll do some deep breaths in a second. Like, but yeah, I could turn on this camera doing a sunbathing, or I could do the breath work, which I've done loads of videos of the breath work before. I've always been an advocate of it. There's many different methods. But yeah, it's like, what you have to realize is that the depression is very physical, actually, where like, if you get into nature, you listen to the harmony of nature, the birds, the trees, you can really get into like a physical harmony with nature. And yeah, a lot of depression is just because you're laying in bed on your phone with the blue light and shit, when like really you need to get out in nature, like in the sun like this with your feet on the fucking grass, mate. Do research on grounding as well, and earthing. Because the ground is electric and your feet are like designed to be in contact with the earth. And I could go on so long. I feel like making a whole separate channel about just overcoming depression and demons, because that is one of, if not like the main topic. Because if you've had your battles with depression and demons and that, what I've come to realize is that until you slay them demons, you ain't really going nowhere. Kind of. Like, not that you can't just push past them, like Hamza says, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. And maybe pushing yourself out of your Plato's cave is how you will actually come to slay the demons. But what I mean is, like, I don't know, I done an Instagram live, it's like an hour and 20 minutes, it's on my YouTube, I exported it, it's on Instagram, and it's just called Learning to Keep Your Head Above the Water, where like that became like my main goal. I told you that I had a tough winter, and it's like, I just like, yeah, it's like when I was talking about the ebb and flow fluctuations of depression versus up good versus up down. I mean, up good versus down bad. Like my main goal, I couldn't help but have my only goal be just don't shut down. Just keep my head above the water. Like, and if you don't have that battle, then good on you, mate. And well done, fair play. Maybe don't just be grateful because maybe you had to work to get past that problem, or maybe you never really had it. But I know I've done a lot of research on people who have had struggles with like depression and mental health, and yeah, it's like completely fully absorbing. It's like a never ending like mental battle kind of, and it's like it's just a mission to stop drowning, let alone anything else. You know, maybe there's hidden assumptions, maybe I don't know, some people, they can still earn their dollar even while they're drowning, so maybe it's not an excuse. But yeah, sorry, that was a bit of a sporadic rant, but yeah, I'm just saying that if I were to map it down like on a calendar, all I've noticed over many years of, sometimes I do a lot of breath work, I do the Wim Hof every single day, right? And then sometimes I neglect it for months at a time, and what I notice is that I tend to be the most down bad and depressed when I stop doing the breath work. And that is a consistent pattern that keeps coming back up. So I'm just saying, do the fucking breath work. Yeah, you got to realise, I don't know what I've said already, but like, yeah, you got to realise depression can be very physical. Where, yeah, like, you got to go out in nature, do deep breathing in nature, and like, yeah, it's just like, go for a run and do like an ice bath or a cold shower. I think like that's somewhat the key to depression. I'm telling you, like depression is in the body. Even Songer, he has a lyric. He goes like, I know it's just a phase, but this phase has got me fucked up. So don't tell me that it's all in my head, because it's not. I feel it all in my body. I can't stop it. Never judge a person because they're lying in bed. And it's in the body because you're sleeping next to the Wi-Fi box and your phone or the Wi-Fi. You've got all these synthetic lights around you. You're eating fake food. The Matrix has got you working a 9 to 5, gaslighting you as if it's normal. And you actually fell for it once upon a time, maybe, or maybe you didn't. But bear man do, like, everyone around you you're being gang stalked by everyone who's supposed to be your family because they're just fucking getting neural modulated. And their mind is being read from bird's eye view, and I mean that don't know. I uploaded a documentary like 2 years ago called Endocrine Disruptors. There's all these invisible toxins in the environment that can make you depressed and stuff. Like the dishwasher releases toxic fumes, shampoos and soaps and that are full of garbage. Like, if you look at the ingredients of almost all of the bread that you can buy in England today, or probably across the world, they all contain like E numbers. So like in the bread, you look at the ingredients and it says like E407, E406B. Like, what the fuck is that? Why are you eating that? Like, and that's why you're down bad in that. It's like, I was with some of my family the other day and she was like, I might have to take my antidepressant with my Red Bull. I said, don't you see the irony in that? Like, I don't know if that's why she said it, but it's funny. She literally took the pill with a Red Bull. And, I'm not saying who, and I won't go on for long. I'm not trying to grasp them, but just for an example, I can hear the same person said things like they know that they should exercise, but they just don't. And I think it can be a lack of self-love. I used to really struggle with it more. I think you can get stronger over time if you pay attention in the right way and you actually critically think and get off your fucking phone and journal. But I do have compassion for, like, because I've been stuck in these ruts many times. And when you get down bad, you actually almost don't want to save yourself. Where, for example, like when I was saying, oh, breath work can save my depression or save me from it. The way I can describe it is like the demons know that they're about to be slain, and they actually like fear being slain, kind of, where, like, I don't know, it's basically like, I know that like if I do breath work, I can force myself physically out of the depression in a way, to an extent. And that always, like, I'm telling you, I have distinct memories from over 2 years ago. I'm down bad, depressed, in a rut. And I finally go, fuck it, let's have the discipline to do the breath work. I do the Wim Hof method, and then like everything goes to my head top and everything starts vibrating like fuck. I don't even have the capacity to think because I nearly knock myself out with hyperventilation. And it's such an activation that everything's buzzing and I feel like my nervous system's on fire. And then I go, I'm back! It's like I took a psychedelic. It's like, I'm back! Like I didn't know that I went unconscious. Like, activate your fucking DNA. But there's a part of me sometimes that doesn't want to do that. It's like I'd rather, and a lot of it could be a lack of discipline and laziness, sure, but it's like I'd rather just stay depressed in bed on my phone, hooked up to the dopamine with that. There's a part of me that really resists doing it sometimes, even though I know that it can pull me out and save my life. It's like the demons try to survive, and like, you know that you can slay them with the breath work, but it's almost like they don't want to be slain, so they give you excuses to not do it. I don't know. But yeah, so much of it's about the food. Like, the problem is, yeah, it's like, when you or me or anyone is blind, you don't actually know that you're blind. basically, somewhat. Whereas like blindness is kind of like it's a bit of a trap, because when you're blind, you don't know that you're blind, and you just don't know what you don't know type thing. Whereas like in the future, once you've lived for 5 more years, met loads of new people, done loads new psychedelics maybe, and you start a new thing, like me, I'm starting to go to the gym a lot more than I ever have in my whole life for the first time. I can tell that if I keep that up for a long time, that will just radically change my life, because it's brand new experience. And like where I will be in 3, 5 years, 2 years in the future, I will look back at my situation now, and so will you likely, if I'm talking from your perspective in a way. If you start up something new, like going to the gym or climbing or doing breath work or spending a lot more time meditating in nature, there's a lot of things that you can try, like fasting, do daily breath work in the morning, start practicing silence, stop fucking thinking, take up reading books, different books, put your fucking phone down, things like that. Like if you just get rid of your phone for 3 fucking days, you will feel brand fucking new, I promise. And basically the leverage that you will get 3 years down the line of integrating habits like this, or even 1 year or 6 months, from that vantage point of having integrated a new habit like consistently going to the gym or cutting out all meat, or like it depends, or like stop eating processed foods, if you go solely to whole foods or something. Basically, it's only from that hindsight in the future that you will get, that you will look back at yourself in the past and just go like, I just didn't know what I didn't know. You have to like completely physically change your whole routine and integrate that and become a new self for months, and then only from that vantage point you will gain hindsight and look at your past self and just know that you had years more of learning and experience to accumulate in order to actually, like, you don't know what you don't know when you don't know it until the future, and then hindsight can give you insights. Where it's not something that you can just realise right fucking now with a psychedelic or anything, or like, it's like you actually have to, like, imagine that you've never really been to the gym super properly in your whole life, right? If you start going really hard every single day, that will eventually change every fucking bit of your being completely, the way that your mind is. And that takes months and months to accumulate that kind of experience, and that to change yourself is not something that you can do overnight. So you might be in murky waters, it might be cloudy for a bit, but just have faith while you're putting in that devotional work, and then months down the line, when you accumulate maybe more money, a better physique, and the diet is like, because a detox can take weeks and months to like flush out like the mucoid plaque in your colon and shit. That's not something you can do right fucking now. You have to have patience, and then only once you've done the cleanse, months down the line, you will feel brand new, and then you'll realise that your old self just weren't on shit. And that's how it has to be. So just have patience when you're kind of like trekking through the trenches, because it can be hard to see. Like, there's an analogy of climbing a mountain. You can only really see the ledge that is in front. It's very hard to see the whole mountain from a zoomed out bird's eye view perspective, because you're right up against the mountain. You can only see the next 1 or 2 ledges, but there is this bigger overarching mountain that you're climbing, but it's hard to see because you're right up against it. And you just have, that's what faith is about, and trust. But also, an insight is partly, I think psychedelics can actually zoom out, where you can actually come to see the whole mountain. Just when you're embodied in the ego in the moment, it's hard to see anything. It's hard to see more than just around the corner. You can only see kind of what's right in front of you, like your immediate survival needs. I'm gonna go now because it's 15 minutes. I love you, bye.